Welcome back. There is nothing like a summer night spent sitting in the backyard long after the sun has gone down, maybe with a glass of wine or two. And it's even cozier when you have the perfect lighting, whether it's lanterns or landscape lighting. The options are endless. So Shai is back now with ways to beautify your backyard with the right lights. And Shai, you're going to kick it off with some gorgeous inspiration for us.
Yeah, you know, this is really inspirational, but it's also aspirational. I mean, look at this beautiful home. The thing about lighting, especially for outdoors, Trace, is if you don't do it correctly, you can have the most beautifully landscaped property, but it just falls flat, especially at night.
Absolutely. So this is just so pretty. Shai, where do we start?
Much like we do with interiors, you're really going to want to create a plan, and you're going to want to draw this plan out. You know, the same way that we do for the interior concepts that we do, you're going to want to measure out the space that you want to light, and you're going to want to draw it out. With outdoor spaces, it's all the more important because it's much more difficult to put a post into the ground with a light and then have to redig and move it afterwards. So when you're planning out, you're going to draw it out, and then what I also like to recommend, and this is what a lot of professional landscape designers will do, is they will flag the positioning before they actually put the lights in. So you can go to, you know, the big box stores, or now that, you know, a lot of the stores are, you know, working shorter hours, you can do this at home, put a stake in the ground with a little, you know, piece of paper flag on it, just to be able to stand back then and look at the overall concept with all the stakes and flags in place so that you can get an idea as to where it is you're putting your lights.
So now we have to figure out where we're putting all the stakes and the flags, and how do you figure that out?
We really want to pick your subject. You want to pick the subject of what it is you're looking to illuminate outside. Is it your shrubbery? Is it your landscaping? Is it your architecture? What is it? And I want to show you different products that you can use for those different places, in your outdoor space. So walkways, you want to have something obviously that illuminates your the footprint where you are walking, and this is a safety issue, Trace. You want to have something that people are going to be able to see where they're walking and not trip. Now, we went to our friends at Dark Tools and Lightscapes, and they provided us with all this really cool product that is all hardwired but very design savvy. So if you notice under here, Trace, this is the actual light itself. There's no bulb. I don't need to worry about changing it in the winter or, you know, as the years go on. And of course, this is hardwired, and it just goes right into the ground. But what if it is, you know, that we want to actually be able to accentuate a specific spot? So directional lighting, like we have these here, which you see on a pivot, which can pivot one way or the other. So if you use a screwdriver, you're actually going to loosen that, and it'll pivot to the way that you want to look. So this is really an issue for both safety, but also for architectural. So in a garden, unlike our homes where the architecture is the architecture, a garden might have trees or plants or shrubs that grow. So as they grow, the light changes, right? Because it might start to cover the light, or the light might not focus on the spot that you need. So you want to make sure that whatever lights you are choosing, you're able to reposition easy, and that's why something with a stake is really easy. Pull it out of the ground, move it forward, move it backward, depending on, you know, the growth of your plants.
Okay, so many great options out there. So do you want to talk a little bit about fixtures that that we should look for?
You want to really consider flood versus spot versus ambient lighting. So flood lighting is going to be a wide expanse of lighting. A spot is really going to concentrate on a specific spot that you're looking to concentrate on. And ambient lighting is more mood lighting. The same way that we, you know, use ambient lighting inside, we're going to use it outside as well. And so, you know, one thing that I would suggest people do is first choose for safety. You know, make sure that you can actually see where you're walking, and then pair it up, do your layers. So you're going to pair it up to architectural as well. And then, of course, ambience is going to be the last layer of that lighting. The types of lights that you choose. So we have LED, we have incandescent, and then, of course, we have halogen. Incandescent is kind of the older way of doing it, is the regular light bulbs, the cheapest light bulbs that you can buy. Halogen bulbs were kind of the new technology about a decade back, and now we're looking at LED bulbs. So LED bulbs are amazing because you don't need to change them, you know, probably every 20 years or something you need to change a bulb. And what's great about LED bulbs, Trace, is that they are cool and they can be warmer. So you can go on an entire span of color in an LED bulb without actually having to change the bulb itself.
And Shai, what have you got in terms of affordable lighting for the season?
Yeah, so, you know, that's one of the big things that, you know, outdoor lighting can be very expensive, but of course there is something for every budget. So there's some great tabletop products from our friends at IKEA, like this LED light. These are great to put along walkways, in your garden, fantastic. I really like this guy here. So this you can illuminate walkways. It's more of an ambient light, but it's kind of cute. It looks like a little tulip, and it of course has its LED pad that comes with it. And then finally, I really like this one. This one's really cool. So this looks like an interior lamp. You would think that it is, right? But in fact, it's solar and it's for exterior.
Thank you so much for that.